Hey y'all, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? Did y'all get that song? Y'all ain't get it? I just decided to do like a short little part two to the earlier video. I had got enough download, man. These downloads just keep coming, man. God been trying to do something. So yeah, me and my dad, we did not have the best relationship at all coming up, man. You know, a lot of abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, whoopings and all that kind of stuff. You know, as I got older, them whoopings turned into, being slammed against the wall and all that kind of stuff like that. You know, one of my videos I was talking about my dad and how he was a provider and stuff like that, right? And I left out something on that video, man. How I said when I turned 15 and he stopped giving me lunch money and bus money, but he still gave money to my sister and stuff. I left out the part, man, when my sister was like, I think she was either a senior in high school or her first year in college. My dad bought her first car, cash. Cash, man. Now, I felt some kind of way. I'm 2 years older than her, and I was like, okay. But anyway, man, me joining the Army back 30 years ago, believe that, 30 years ago, I joined the military. It had a lot to do with me, trying to make my dad proud, people looking at me about being gay or whatever. So I joined the military, you know. And I remember my mom and dad, my family, they came to my boot camp graduation, right? I remember the first thing my dad said, he was like, boy, I didn't think you were going to make it, man. I didn't think you were going to make it, right? So then, over the years, you know what I'm saying, things happening. I'm maturing, I'm aging, I'm growing up and stuff like that. And my family, they see that, right? So as I'm maturing and growing up, right, I said, you know what, man? I said, my dad only, he only did what he knew. I know he loved me somewhere in there, but the way he treated me, it's probably that's the only way he knew. He thought that he could whoop it out of me. I don't know. But I want a second chance with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I used to call the house. You know what I'm saying? And then my dad would answer the phone, and like he said hello. I said, hey, what's up, dad, or whatever. He'd be like, hey, what's up, boy? Let me get your mom. This happened every time. Every time I called the house, he answered the phone. Because my daddy was he was drawing disability and all this kind of stuff by this time now. My mama was working, but he would be at the house. So I called the house. Hey, Dad, what's up? Hey, boy, let me get your mama. And I'm like, no, Daddy don't never want to speak to me, man. So then I remember, now, y'all know this is, everybody know this, right? This thing I'm about to tell y'all. But it's true, man. I don't know why I got to be like that. But this thing is so true. A lot of times when you be on these jobs and stuff, and let's say you the new person on the job or whatever, and then you nice and all that, and people want to try you. And then it take you having to cuss them out and get stoop to their level, lower your vibration and all that for you to gain their respect. Now they like and all that. But it took you getting out of character, and all that to gain their respect. So I remember I was in ANOC. That's a school. Was it ANOC or BNOC? Man, I'm trying to think. It might have been, yeah, it was 2003, It was ANOC, because I had a truck when I went to BNOC. So ANOC, I had a BMW, convertible. So, and I was in Virginia, and they living up here in Maryland, 2-hour drive. So I remember after I graduated ANOC, I went home for the holidays, right? And so they see in my car, my BMW convertible, roast, I'm flying, whatever. So my dad, he had, he wanted to use the car, whatever, right? So I'm like, yeah, okay, Daddy, you can use the car. Because it's a stick shift sports car, you really want to use it, right? Now, sidebar. Back in 97, when I came back from Germany, I had bought a truck. And so I came from Germany on leave. I was going to be stationed in Fort Benning. So I was at home. I bought a truck while I was on leave at home. And so my dad was like, hey, you got to pick up a truck, man. Oh, what? Let me use the truck, man. Let me drive the truck. I want to go down here to my homeboy house, just holler at him right quick. He got some money for me, man. I'm like, all right, Daddy. It was about, I'm going to say it probably was around like, maybe I'm going to say probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My daddy came home about 11 o'clock that night in my truck, right? I was feeling some kind of way, but I ain't say nothing to him. I ain't had to. My mama went clean off of my daddy. He might have well took her truck. Ooh, my mama was hotter than the fish grease. My mama went off, man. So back to the other story. So now the BMW, whatever. So he like, man, you got the BMW, you let me drive, man, Me, I'm me. Everybody who know me, y'all know who I am. I'm dude. So I'm like, yeah, daddy, you can drive, whatever. And my mom and my sister were like, you don't let him drive your car? Because they remember about my truck. So I'm like, yeah, he's going to drive it, whatever. So it was around like, I'm going to say he got my car around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so in my mind, I said, as long as he back before the club, because I was going to, when I would go home to visit, and I want to go to the club, I want to go to tracks, I want to go to the club. So I said, as long as he home, before time for me to go to the club. It's like the holiday weekend. It's Christmas time, all that, right? So he got back probably about 7-ish, 7 o'clock. I was cool. I'm like, all right. So I'm getting dressed and everything and all that kind of stuff, right? And so I go to get in the car. Now, I don't know what kind of jeans we got, man. Me, I'm 5'10". My brother Jason, he like 6 feet even. My dad was 5 feet 5 maybe. My dad was short, man, and he had the short man syndrome. What I mean by that, them short folks, they got the loudest mouth, da-da-da-da. They're my daddy. So I had to let the seat back because my dad is short. And I'm letting the seat back, and I hear like glass breaking, and I'm like, what the hell, what's going on? So then I go look back behind the seat, and it's a fifth of, I think it was like maybe Parmesan or E&J, some dark liquor. And then there's a glass with it. And like they hadn't finished their drink. So that was there. So I had broke the glass and all that, right? So man, I'm sitting there. I'm getting heated. I'm trying to calm down. Because what y'all may not know, I was in the military at the time. And, we stayed down the street my family stayed down the street from Andrews Air Force Base. So, I go on base to get gas because it's cheap and all that. So during the holiday season in the military, it's not uncommon for them to do like, you have been randomly selected. Like they quick to do something like that during the holiday weekend. Man, I was like, oh, heck no. Man, I went in that house. My dad was in there. I ain't never in my life. Now, this was like 2000, I think 2002. So I was probably like 28, right? I ain't never in my life disrespected my dad in my life. Man, I went upstairs and I was talking to my daddy. I said, Daddy, man, who been drinking in my car, man? I go on base and this, man, I'm an East 7, you gonna make me lose my rank, man. They got change, they check you at the gate and they see that look at that, man, that my career be done. I work hard in my career. And then he was trying to say, no, man, let me tell you. I said, no, Daddy, you listen to me. You listen to me, Daddy. I said, all these years, all the shit you done to me, Daddy, I always respected you as my daddy. The Bible say respect your parents. I always respected you. Of course, I was crying and all this when I was doing it. He's trying to calm me down, stop me. He said, no, man. It was, I can't think of his friend name, but let's say Simon for story purposes. Yeah, no, man, it wasn't me. It was Simon. Simon wasn't drinking. I said, so you had another nigga driving my car? You had another nigga driving my car? But I was going off, man. And so I left him, and then I went to the club, man. Of course, I did not have a good time. And I was supposed to leave there like 3 days later. So I'm at the club. It's probably like 12:45, 1 in the morning. Man, I got in my car, went back to their house, got all my shit, and I drove home right then. And I went like maybe 6 months without even speaking to my daddy. I went like 6 months without even speaking to him. And then one day, remember I told y'all how I would call the house? He'd be like, hey, what you doing? Vera. One day I happened to call the house. Soon I called. Before he, I don't know if he thought I was going to hang up. I don't know what he thought. I called the house. He'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And that was like 2003, sometime in 2003. And then ever since then, we started having conversations. He wouldn't, rush me out the phone. He'll try to talk to me and all that kind of stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that we had an experience, man. It was crazy, man. But my dad died in 2015, right? So I'm gonna tell, oh man, God, man, it's a whole story. So I guess God wanted me to tell this part too. Okay, so my dad died in 2015. So then the day before my dad died, right, on October 5th, I came home from work and I checked my mailbox, right? And I got an unexpected money, a large sum of unexpected money, right? That I wasn't expecting. I'm thinking this check fake, like I ain't know what going on. So I got in the house, I'm like, what is that? So then I looked, do investigation, whatever, and I found out it was real. So what had happened was, my first house that I had, that I sold when I had the PCS, the finance company, they were audited. They were audited, and so they had owed me this money during the audit. So I didn't get the check from them, but the audit company, I can't think of the name of it, but it's some big company up, I guess in DC, whatever. They sent me that check because they owed me some money after the audit. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I got this big sum of money. Man, when I tell you, I was sad. I was sad. So for those of you that are spiritual, y'all know empaths and seers and all that. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Go Google it, go YouTube it, but empaths and seers. So man, I was sad. I took the check. I set the check down by the TV at the foot of my bed on, the counter, the stand. And I just sat up in my bed looking at the check, looking at TV, and I was sad, man. Like grief sad. I didn't know what was going on. I said, Joker, why you sad? You got all this money just came in. So then I called my mama cousin. She like an auntie. And so now I'm talking to her about it, right? So me and her just talking. Then time went on. I was like, well, let me call my mom and tell my mom I done got this money and all that. So my daddy, he answered the phone. And me and him talking and stuff, right, And, during this time, this is my last year of the master's program. I'm about to get my master's. So, but I don't think he knew I was in school because I had just graduated in 2014 with my bachelor's. So then he was like, boy, you stay in school, man. You always in school. And I was like, yeah, daddy. Yeah, because when I retire, get out the army, man, I got to get a good job because, I got to take care of you and mama. He said, boy, I need you to take care of me now. I need you to take care of me right now. I thought, we laughing it off and everything. This 8:30, 8:45, October 5th. My sister Nina called me 5:45, October 6th, the next day, about 5:45, crying, just crying. I'm trying to console my sister, Baby Nina, what wrong, baby? Come on. What wrong? And she told me, Daddy dead. So I'm still in shock. All I'm concerned with, I hear what she's saying, but I'm trying to console my sister. Nina, baby, stop crying. It's going to be okay, girl. It still ain't hit me what she said. I ain't never really, it's been since my sister was a baby or young. So I'm kind of consoling, baby, calm down, da. So she finally got the phone. Now it's setting in. Now I'm nervous. I'm walking around, nervous energy. I'm pacing the house, because, I grew up hating my dad, wishing he was dead and all that. But we made amends and all that. But now it's happened. He dead. So call my boss and all that, My dad died, this, that, and the third, whatever. Y'all want to know what my boss said? My boss was like, you knew your dad? I was like, yes, my parents was married over 40-something years. What you talking about? Every black family ain't single out here. My mom and dad old school, old school. Y'all know old school. Your daddy can have a whole family on the other side of town or this, that, and the third. That lady gonna stay with that man. So my mom and daddy stayed together the whole time. So then, all that, whatever. So then, I call my mom and all that. I'm like, Mom, we take care of the, family business and all that, right? So now we're in Maryland. We got to get my daddy back down to Georgia because that's where he's from. So we agreed we're going to bury him in his hometown. Okay. So then I got a cousin, man, that lives up in the DC area, man. So I didn't know this, but, he was like, he was on hard times, man. And he was wanting to come to my dad's funeral, but he was on a hard time. But he said, David, it was like this real, he said, like I had to be there. He said, it was this urgent thing over me. I just had to be there. He said, even though I had no money, I got up some money to get some gas, because they drove down from DC. He said, I just had to be there. I just had to be there. So What happened was my cousin was there, right? And we in the car. Now, we family. And, his daddy, my mama, they brother-in-law, sister-in-law, so they talk. So I kind of knew that his cousin, was on hard times. But he the kind of one, he ain't gonna ask you to help, whatever. Now, I'm always like, hold 1 second, let's go back. So let me do a little story right quick. So back in 2005, I fell on hard times. Any chosen person like that, y'all know we go through all kind of trials and tribulations through our life. So I was going through some crap back in 2005. And I remember calling him and his wife. And I was like, I need $800, man, to pay my rent. I need $800 whatever. So he sent me that $800 to pay my rent. And I always remember that. And, I was paying him back. I had got his account stuff. And monthly, I would put like $100 or whatever, into the account. So I paid it off to him and his wife account. Okay. So now we here. My cousin down here for my dad's funeral and all that. And he's sitting in the car with me. I said, John, man, is everything all right, man? He was like, yeah, Jay, it is what it is, man. Some hard times going on. I was like, well, man, you need some help? You all right? He was like, Jay, anything you give me, man, I'll be very appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And right then, I took my phone out. I went on account. I said, y'all still got this bank account? And I called the number out. He said, yeah, that's still our account. Okay. I did what I had to do, put the phone down. Let me tell you, man, we serve an awesome God. We serve an awesome God. God will take care of you. He just wants you to do your part and let God be God. When I say you do your part, you have faith in God, you believe in him, you let it go. And because He's going to take care of you. Just let it go, right? We serve an awesome God. I told you I got that unexpected money check, right? God knew that I was going to help bury my daddy. So when I called my mama, that's the day my daddy died, I was like, Mama, you need me to come on home like that? She said, no, baby, I don't need to come home, whatever. And then I said, I'm the man now of the family. I said, well, Mama, where do you want daddy buried at? She said, that's y'all daddy, man. Y'all, wherever y'all want y'all daddy, that's y'all daddy, wherever y'all want. So, I called all my siblings, 6 of us. I called all my siblings, get a consensus, whatever. Everybody like, yeah, send him back to Georgia, So, I don't know how he got from point A to B, meaning he died in the house, but he had somebody funeral home. So I get a call from 2 of my sisters, and, they kind of frantic and panicking, and we're grieving, right? So, because we want to send our daddy back to Georgia, right? These jokers, man, these black folks, man, these funeral home, they will rip you off, man. My neighbor, his family, they got a funeral business. He said, man, they'll get that daggone insurance policy. They'll leave you with gas to go home. He ain't lying, man. They will rip a new one in you. So we telling these jokers, we trying to send our daddy back into Georgia, where he's from to be buried, whatever. Man, they trying to charge us $1,000. Shit. I was like, what? Man, my sisters and them, they were on the phone. I'm cussing and going, man. They like David, they can hear you. They can hear you. What the hell? I said, y'all hold on. Don't sign nothing. Hold on. So then, I do my thing. I search around. I'm in Alabama. I'm searching around funeral homes up there. And I got this nice young lady. I said, ma'am, look, I'm in the military. I just found out my dad died. My sisters, I'm the oldest boy. These people trying to rip my family. My sisters they trying to charge my family for a whole funeral, and we not even funeralizing him there. Is there something you can help us, man? We just trying to get him back to Georgia. And she was like, Mr. Johnson, I'll do it for you for $2,300. So the other joke want to do it to it was like almost $9,000. They said they'll do it for $2,300. I said, okay, thank you so much. So we made all that correlation, all that. So they did that, right? So I got that check, remember? All right, okay. Now, back with my cousin, all right? My cousin, he helped me out back, with that $800. I was in hard times. You hear me? And he stepped in and helped me, man. So, that saying, when they say it's better to give than receive? When I tell you this whole thing was ordained by God, man, I felt so good to give my cousin money because it's the same person that helped me. And now God made it, I'm able to help the person that helped me when I was down. Oh, that made me feel so good, man. So when we was in the car, we were just talking, man. And I don't remember if he asked me, did you send me some money? Or I told him. I know we were just driving. I said, so I was like, Yeah, man. I don't know how long it's gonna take, man, but you should be getting that $3,000 pretty soon. He about had a conniption fit in the car. He about shouting at all kind of what you mean? He didn't know. I said, man, you helped me when I was in my worst state, man. Y'all, you and your wife, man. And look, you ain't got to pay me back, man. This was unexpected money. I ain't all getting the money. I said, don't even worry about paying me back, man. Y'all looked out for me. That's when he told me. He was crying. He was like, Jay, man, I didn't have no money to get here. I said, but someone was saying I need to come. He said, I need to come. And he said, he came. And God blessed him, used me to bless him. And I gave him that money to help him and his wife out. So, man, trust in God, man. And when you trust with him, you got to believe he going to do it. He did it for you before. He can do it for you again. Huh? So, man, I love y'all. And it was meant for me to do this because I wasn't even going to tell that part of the story. But, hey, it is what it is. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a great day on purpose. All right. Bye-bye.